Okay, as real estate agents, it seems like we are all getting the same coaching and training and guidance. Like there's only 3 things that you can do to build your real estate business. And no matter which broker you work with, they all pretty much say the same thing. And so in this video, I want to talk about the big lie that the real estate industry is telling us. And I want to talk about what happened in my business when I was doing all those things, when I was doing like the 3 things that they teach us to do. And then what happened when I started questioning the big lie and I started doing things differently. Real quick, hi, I'm Tiffany Moore. I'm an active agent, broker owner in Austin, Texas. I help other agents from all over the country grow their real estate businesses to 6 figures and beyond without doing the old school cheesy things like cold calling and door knocking and buying leads and like without discounting your commission or working 60 hours a week. So if you are an agent who wants to build a business that you actually enjoy showing up for every day, and you're tired of working with people that don't value you, don't appreciate you, then you are in the right place. Let's get started. So here is my story. I quit my 13-year corporate career to be a real estate agent. And I did all my research. I interviewed a lot of brokers, and I picked one that I thought would train me and help me make money, like help me build a successful real estate business. And that was like the first lie. That was like the first big lie that the real estate agent tells you. Not every broker is going to train you, is going to help you build your business, and is going to help you be successful. So that was the first one that I picked up on like really quickly. So I got like 0 training. I literally got like a day and a half of training on the contract and then like a half a day of training and showings. And I really just had to rely on like my board of realtors for everything else. And I just had to piece together everything on my own. I was like online, on YouTube, on Instagram, listening to podcasts, doing all the things and like just grabbing at everything that I could to help me build a business, because I did not quit my stable career with benefits to like not make money, right? To not build my business. Like I needed to make this work, and I would like, just tell me what to do. I was going to do it. So I was doing the cold calling. I was doing the door knocking. I bought like the fridge magnets that were like football calendars. I did the open houses, or I was like, hey, I'm raffling off a gift card to this awesome restaurant. Just leave your contact info here. You know, I was sending emails to my sphere about like time to change your air filters and it's spring cleaning. Here's how to clean your windows. And then I was spending money buying Zillow leads and Realtor.com leads. And my first year as a real estate agent, I made $13,000 doing all of those things. Like that's it for the entire year. I made $13,000. And so I changed brokers and I went in a completely new direction. And with this broker, I got a ton of training and coaching, and it was huge. Like it was so much more than I had with the other one. But it felt like really aggressive follow-up, like very cheesy, very pushy conversations. I did learn a lot about working with high-end clients, so that's awesome. And that has really helped me build like my own business from there. But it just felt not great. And I want to say that there's a difference between starting something new and something that you've never done before and it feeling uncomfortable, and then doing something that you just like cannot get behind because in the core of your body, it's not you. And that's kind of what was happening. And at the moment, I couldn't really tell the difference because I was just like, just push through it. It's new. You've never done it before. It's going to feel awkward and strange. And then after doing it for so long, I was like, wait, I can't. Like, I cannot keep doing this. It hurts my soul to keep doing it. So I'm just not anymore. But I did all of the things. Like I told you, I will tell me what to do and I'm going to do it. I did all the things. And again, I made $13,000 my second year as an agent. $13,000 the first year, $13,000 the second year. And so at this point, I knew that I needed to change something if I wanted to like keep being a real estate agent. Because number 1, I was making 0 money. And number 2, I really felt like a complete and total failure. Like everyone tells you that you can make money in real estate and being an agent. And I was just like, not me. I guess that doesn't apply to me. Like I was trying to figure out, what is my problem? Why can I not figure it out? It really like shook my confidence to my core and started seeping into like all aspects of my life. Like it was a dark period. It wasn't great. I don't wish that on anyone. That's kind of why we're doing this here today. And then the pandemic happened. And I knew at that moment that I really needed to make changes, because it's one thing to like keep doing the things and keep taking action, even though it's not working. But you're like, well, I'm checking boxes, I'm doing these things, and you need to change, you need to do something different, but you don't really know what, and you don't really have that kick in the pants. Sometimes you need that external kick in the pants to make you like shake things up. And that's kind of what the pandemic did for me. So at the time I was doing like open houses, I was doing happy hours, I was meeting Zillow and Realtor.com leads in person. But when the pandemic happened, like none of those things were possible anymore. So I had to do a hard pivot and just shake everything up. And I was like, okay, the things that I was doing before weren't working. The script memorization, the overcoming objections, the rebuttals, all of those things where it's like, okay, just get them to meet you. Just get them to go to a showing. Just get them to agree to a price. Just get them to like X, Y, and Z. And when I stopped focusing on those things, when I stopped like thinking about like the sale is the final outcome, the paycheck is the final outcome, I really just started leaning into who I am at my core. What are my strengths? Who am I as a person? What got me to where I'm at today? And I remember that like I got to where I was in my corporate career by helping people, by leading people, by being the expert and actually knowing my shit. Like knowing what I was actually doing was kind of important. It's kind of an important thing for whatever job or career or business that you're doing, for making the complex things very simple for people, and for making them feel seen and heard and taken care of, and really just actually helping them. So I was like, oh yeah, that's what worked for me over there. Why don't I start doing that here? So I started doing that like with my friends, with people that I talked to. I would make new friends. I changed my marketing and my messaging to actually attract clients to me based on what I was talking about in my in-person conversations, in my content, in everything that I did. I was building this personal brand as someone who is knowledgeable, someone who is accountable, someone who is helpful and caring, and it was just like a real person and not like SalesBot 2000, and I started seeing people as real people again, and not just as paychecks and like, oh my gosh, I need a closing because I'm not going to be able to pay my mortgage this month. And then when you start treating people like real people and you start actually caring about them and helping them and nurturing them, they kind of like that. It's weird. Like people respond to that. And so people started reaching out to me and asking me for my advice about moving and about buying a home and what I thought about the market, and asking me if I had time to help them buy a house or sell their house or move their mother-in-law here from out of town. Basically, when I stopped doing all the things that the traditional real estate industry tells us that we have to do, that's when I started making money. And that's when I really started to build a real sustainable business that I actually enjoyed waking up and doing every day. And I actually enjoyed working with the people that I was spending my time with. I got to work with people who actually liked me, who believed me, who listened to the guidance I was giving them, and who wanted to work with me specifically. And this was a huge, like massive change from what I was doing before. Like when you're getting the Zillow leads and the Realtor.com leads and you're calling them like over and over and over for them to like never respond, or they set an appointment for a showing and they just like completely ghost you, or you show up and it is just like a massive waste of your time. Like they had no intention of buying. They couldn't qualify for a mortgage if their life depended on it. They had like their credit score was like 10, It's like, okay, I can't spend my time doing this anymore. So real quick, if you want to know more about how I built a multiple six-figure business and the tools that I use, I have some really awesome resources below this video or this podcast, wherever you're hearing or seeing this. So check those out below. They're going to be awesome. So here we go. The big fat lie that the real estate industry told me, and that is telling you, is that you have to hustle and you have to grind. You have to chase and you have to be relentless and you have to follow up with people 3 times a day, every day, until either they die or you die. You have to overcome objections and you have to memorize scripts and you have to like be a fast talker and get people to do what you want them to do. And basically you have to live in scarcity mode and you have to convince people to work with you and manipulate them to do whatever it is you want. And when I started doing the complete opposite, when I started just caring about people and nurturing them and loving on them and helping them get what it is they wanted in life, that's when I actually started making money and building a business and enjoying the work that I did every day. And in this podcast, like in today's podcast and in the overall podcast, I want to show you that there is a different way to do business, and there's a different way specifically to do your real estate business. That if doing the old school things makes you feel gross or cheesy or pushy or aggressive or salesy, I want you to know that you don't have to do it anymore. So if you like this video, obviously like it, give me a like, give me a follow, and let's build a real estate business together that makes you money, that you actually love, that you want to get up out of bed and do the work for, and that lets you live the life that you had in mind when you first became a real estate agent. Like, let's do that together. And if you want more resources or more tools on how to do that, check out the links that I have below. That's all for today. I will see you soon.